Yeah, is it working now? Am I audible? It's clear, right? Okay, okay, fine, fine. Okay, so okay, so thank you, guys, thank you. So now let us start with the topic. Okay, we'll again today. I have got so many papers, so I thought like I'll give you some example like how to write a good answer. Comparing one of the answers. Say for example, if you see this paper, which I got, I think she's your classmate itself. So if you see this, compare this paper with this paper. So this is a paper written by answer written by your classmate, and I think this is rank 13 Medananda, I guess. So look at the similarities. So this is how you need to learn how to write an answer. See guys, let me be very frank with my personal experience. The best way to learn answer writing is by seeing the topper's copy and emulate the same things. So in the previous class we saw most, no, say all the toppers, say starting from rank 1 till I think we took it, no, we took till rank 15, right? Everyone have written almost more or less the similar answer writing style. So even you got to write the same thing. And again, trust me, the game in UPSC is not about collecting a lot of content. How many of you saw answers? How many of you saw toppers answers? uh, yeah, very few others. What, see, guys, if you don't see toppers copy, you will not know what exactly is needed from UPSC perspective. Or else what happens is that mindlessly you keep reading a lot, but in reality it is not required. In reality you don't require extraordinary content. Take up this topper copy. Take up rank 1. See, I purposely compared rank 1 copy with your classmates copy, so you'll get a better understanding. See here. Yeah, compare this copy. Please see here, this is your classmate, so she is your classmate. Compare this copy, just analyze this copy, and let us compare this copy with rank one's copy. Fine, this is rank 1 copy. Are you seeing the similarity? So, even if you compare rank one's copy, even here in this say in this question, he did not draw a diagram. But however, look at the structure, look at the presentation, the important points he has underlined, or say the important keywords he has put in a box. Similarly, if you see here, look at this copy with this copy. This is your classmate's copy. This is rank 13, I guess, Medanand's copy. So what you got to do is that focus from Mark's perspective, focus from writing perspective. There is no overemphasis that is needed on acquiring a lot of content. You acquire a lot of content and you'll do what? If you don't know how to utilize those content in terms of answer writing, what is the point? Matlab, I'm seriously asking, what is the point? It's of no use as such. Fine. So, Neha, this is a different answer. This answer I got it yesterday, and to be very frank, no one, the I would have got say somewhere around more than around 200 answers. Yeah, more than somewhere around 200 answers. No one has written as good as this answer. So that's the reason I wanted to show it to you guys. If you're writing answer now, so look at this. Just analyze. See, this is how you write the answer. Look at this. See, three, not more than say 15-20 words of intro. This is the subheading. Subheading is put in a box, and look at this. So one line, one point, under one point. How many lines? How many words are there? Say not more than less than 10. See this example model, writing this example model, where this example model is same as your rank one, Shruti Sharma's, her answer copy. is exactly same as Shruti Sharma's answer copy. That's what I want to show you. You need not innovate something new as such. Everything is there. You need not see, wheel is already invented. You need not reinvent the way. How to clear this exam? It is already known. That is, go through the topper's copy. Try to write the topper's copy. Try to emulate the topper's copy. If you are writing any answer, no, the classic way of writing any answer is that take up the question that is written by topper, you write the answer, you compare your own answer with the topper's answer. You'll get a clarity, you'll get to know the actual reality. So rather than taking up some random question and writing, or say rather than taking up some, either you write a pyq questions, or either you write toppers question, in the sense you will get toppers copy. Every you almost all the toppers have put their answer copies in their telegram channel. You take up their copy, take up the same question, you write it and you compare your answer with their answer. You'll get a better idea, rather than someone telling you should do this, you should do this. Take up the toppers copy and write it. So that is the best way of understanding what exactly is needed in answer writing, rather than blindly following some random things. Got it? Again, sir. Again. Yeah. Yeah, guys. Okay. See, for the people, yeah, Rajneesh. Yeah, once again, I'm requesting you guys, if you're sending answers, please write your email ID on top of your answer. It becomes very easy. I get somewhere around, after this class, I get somewhere around easily somewhere around 40-50 answers. What I do is that I download everything into my iPad, and then I evaluate and then transfer it into my laptop. And based on the email ID, I keep sending it. Got it? So, yeah, so that's the, please, if you don't write your email ID on the answers, it becomes very difficult for me. I have to scroll through all those 40-50 email and check whose answer it is, and then re-upload it back. It becomes very difficult. So just write your email ID on top, or else if you have missed out writing email ID, rename that file as your email ID, so that it becomes much more easy. Just email your email, just rename that PDF as your email ID. Fine. Okay. So, chalo then. Let us start with today's session. Audible, right? All good, right? I think few of you haven't. Good. Okay. Nepal we have completed. So now we'll start up with Bhutan. No, Anjali. Yeah, I will. Let's wait for. We'll finish off India Bhutan today, and I'll take one more session on how to write an answer. See, we'll take up how to write answers for 10-mark question and how to write answers for 15-mark question. See, at the end of the day, trust me here. At the end of the day, it is all about answer writing, and don't think that everyone in knows all the content in GS. No, even without content, you can generate points in GS, provided that you have a list of keywords and you know what has to be written in the intro, what has to be written in the conclusion, and again here in the what kind of diagrams or maps that you have to draw. All these things should be there in your fingertips. That's it. And you can make up your own points, or say generate your own points. That is easily possible in your mains. So that's the reason, if you see the toppers answers, more or less everyone have written in the same format, because that format is working. And in UPSC, with a lot of failures and one success, I can say that in UPSC the best way is go with the flow, go with the crowd. So if majority of the crowd are following the same pattern and it is working, you go with the crowd. So if you want to innovate something new, or so if you want to try out something new, try it out in your optionals, not in your GS. It doesn't work. So go with the flow, go with the crowd. So if the majority crowd are following the same similar intro, similar conclusion, following the toppers, writing keywords, highlighting keywords, drawing diagrams, etc., you also do the same thing. Don't try to take a lot of risk in GS. Not worth it. So if you want to create something new, very innovative, optional, focus on your optional. But in your GS, it is very easy. In the sense, do not waste a lot of time in GS. Not worth it. The reason why I'm telling is that it's not worth it. You can easily get, say, somewhere around getting, say, 420, 430. It's possible. How do you get, say, 420, 430? One more thing, for all the people who I think most of you are giving in 24 or 25, right? Most of you are giving in either 24 or 25. So again, here guys, if you are not focusing from marks perspective, you are completely wrong. In the sense, your strategy is 100% wrong. If you think that I'm going to take up IR classes, or say I'm going to take up XYZ classes in order to acquire a lot of knowledge, that is the biggest mistake that you will be doing in this UPSC journey. You are sitting in the class at 6 o'clock in the morning because you want to score good marks in your international relation questions. Say good marks in the sense, say somewhere around 55-60%. How do you get the 65%? That's what is needed. So do this reverse engineering. If you have to be in, say, top 200 rank, or say top 100 rank, what you have to do, how much marks you need to get? Say you have to get, say, somewhere around 970 plus. How do I get this 970 plus? Have you analyzed? If you haven't analyzed, and if you are mindlessly reading random content, newspaper, this, that, etc., it is of no use. Even I did this mistake. So have a clear picture. If your aim is to get in, say, top 200 or say top 100, just see last 5 years mark sheet and see what is the marks, average marks, that is there in top 200. So in 970 plus is the average marks. So how do I get this 970 plus? Have you deciphered? So in which area I'll get? Say how much I'll get in essay, how much I'll get in ethics. Say how much I'll get in ethics, and how much I'll get in optional, and how much I'll get in GS. So have you analyzed? So if you haven't done GS 1 to 3, if you haven't analyzed this aspect, it is you are going wrong. Your preparation is absolutely wrong. See the difference between first attempt, the people who clear in the first attempt and take multiple attempts to clear, is that in the people who clear in the first attempt, they are very very critical towards marks. I am reading this subject because it's going to fetch marks. I am reading international relation because it has 50 marks every year. Every year there is 50 marks. Question number 9, 10, 19, 20 in your GS3 paper, sorry, GS2 paper. Question number 9, 10, 19, 20. So 9, 10 is for 10 marks each. So this is 20 marks, and 19 and 20. So question number 19 and 20 is for 15 each. So 15 into 2 is 30. So every year there is 50 marks only from IR topic, guys. Isme now, see, in order to get say what's a good marks in your GS2? Have you analyzed? Your target is to clear this exam. So how do you clear this exam? You need to get marks. So how much marks, that you analyze. Say 970 plus, you have to get, say, somewhere around 970 plus. In this 970 plus, how much can you target in essay? How much can you target in ethics? How much can you target in optional? How much can you target in GS 1 to 3? So what's a good marks in your GS2? So can someone tell what's a good marks in GS2? Rank. If you have to get rank, what's a good marks? If you don't know this, then by 130 and all, no, yeah, please, no. Yeah, good, Rashnish. Yeah, GS2 and 3 is quite difficult papers. Say it is somewhere around, say, 105 plus. If you get 105 plus, you are in the list. Matlab, others should also work. If you are a topper, you should be getting, say, somewhere around 105 plus. So there are people who will get 120 plus also. These are the people, very rare. Their optional is Paul Science, or say their optional is PubAd. those guys can score. Say if your optional is geography, you will score good marks in your GS1. So that's the reason. But however, on an average, if you see the toppers copy or toppers marks, see what you got to see is that if you are a serious candidate, the first thing you have to do is that see the toppers answer, see their marks. Acha, if I write like this, I'll get this much marks. If I write like this, I'll get this much marks. So that is the only evidence that you have. There is no other evidence. UPSC will not come out and tell, acha, this person has written this, this is the right way of writing answer. No one will tell. UPSC will not come and tell. The only evidence that we have is that if you write like this, you are getting this marks. Either you will know this concept after giving 2 or 3 mains, that is after trial and error. This attempt I wrote this, I got 85 marks. Next attempt I wrote this, I got 102 marks. And then next attempt also I wrote this, I am getting say 100 plus marks. Acha, so this model is working. So if you have to know, if you have to learn by your own that which model is working, you actually require 3 mains. In first mains would be your trial error, trial attempt. So in first means you will write something, you will get say somewhere around 85. In next means you will get change your structure, you will get say somewhere around 100 plus. In again in the subsequent means, if you write, even if you get say 100 plus, then you will get to know the conviction that acha, this model is working in GS2, or say this model is working in your GS3. That is a foolish way which I did. So my GS2 marks are always good because in the first attempt I did not get good marks, and later on I completely changed my approach. So consistently I have been getting good marks in my GS2. So what works in GS2? How did I learn? I learned with my failure. With my failure, I learned. If you are a serious candidate and if you want to clear in the first go, take up topper's copy and learn it. Now, why do you want to waste 1 or 2 attempts? Just think over it. Why do you want to waste 1 or 2 attempts? The simple way is that take up topper's copy and see what's a good marks. Take up again seeing say what's this year, say seeing rank one's photo, or say seeing rank two's picture, or say seeing Ishita Kishor's photo, or say seeing Shruti Sharma's photo regularly. That will not suffice, or say you will not get anything by looking at their photo. The only thing what you got to do is that look at their answers, look at their marks. Acha, if someone has written like this, they'll get this marks. If someone has written like this, they'll get this marks. And go through the marks, of the toppers. And GS2, what is the average marks? If you have to be in say top 100 or say top 200, what is the average marks that people are getting? Don't have this some random expectation of say someone is telling 200 in what's the average mark GS2 high 200. What are you telling, man? So yeah, someone is telling 130 plus. So 130 plus kahan pe yaar? Matlab, live in reality. There's not something like our college exams which we had where we could get say 95, 98 out of 100. That's not possible in your UPSC. So out of 200, you have to get somewhere around for GS2, somewhere around 105 plus is a decent score. Decent score in the sense you can be considered as a topper. 105 plus. So again here in this 105 plus, have you analyzed in which sector, or say in which topic I'll focus a lot? So in GS2, your IR questions has 50 marks. Only IR topic has 50 marks. Out of 250, IR question has 50 marks. Easily it has 50 marks. So what you got to do is that if you practice IR questions, and most of the IR questions are has a similar pattern of writing answers. If you see the toppers copy, the classic example is Ishita Kishore. Take up Ishita Kishore last year rank one. Look, analyze her copy. So the conclusions that she has written in paper one, GS1, similar conclusion she has written in GS2, similar conclusion she has written in GS3. So again, I also did the same thing. So how similar conclusion? Because the conclusions are memorized. So here, if you consider this, the reason why I am giving example of this topper, I think her name is Prerna or something. Yeah. So this copy. Look at her conclusion. The reason why I added this one is look at her conclusion. So in the first class, I told that. either you have to you have your mindset should be in such a way that if you're writing answer, you have to include either Shashi Tharoor or say Jaishankar or say Shivshankar Menon or someone, some expert's name has to be there consciously. And again, this it should be there in your muscle memory. Again, while writing your exam, maybe you guys haven't written one full length answer, one full length paper. If you sit in the paper in the sit in the exam hall for 3 hours, so what happens is that after say 1.5 hour, your mind almost stops working. You will be in that zombie mode and keep writing. So you'll just analyze the analyzing power almost comes down. So whatever you're writing, that will be on the basis of the structure that you have memorized, the keywords that you have memorized. If those keywords, if those structure, if you have memorized, that will be there in your muscle memory. Even there is a mental fatigue, you will still add that. So that is required, not a lot of content. Assume that you have a lot of content. By personal experience, I'm telling you, assume that you are the master in IR, you know each and everything. But under the pressure, if you haven't memorized all the keywords, if you haven't memorized what exactly needs to be put, then it becomes difficult. Say if I am writing say question number 9, 10, 19, 20, the minute I touch question number 9, I consciously think that I need to add Jaishankar over here. I consciously think that I have to add Shashi Tharoor over here. Or drawing map in say question number 9, 10, 19, 20 is kind of mandatory. Why it is mandatory? If you draw a map, look at how she has drawn, how she has put a map, very beautiful map. In this, this is more than sufficient. The reason why emphasizing drawing map, see, what is that big thing she has, this is Meda Ananda, rank 10 or rank 13, yeah. Can't you draw this map? So this map, it's very easy. You can easily draw this map in say less than 30 seconds. If you're not drawing the map in less than 30 seconds, don't call yourself as a serious aspirant. Why? Everyone is doing, everyone are. If you're a serious aspirant, you will have to draw this map. The reason why you should draw this map in 30 seconds is that if you are evaluating the paper and if you're drawing this map, I will give at least half a mark, at least 0.5 to 1 mark extra for this map. Again, the game here is not to get 30 percentage or 35 percentage mark. That is not the game here at all. You are sitting in this class only to learn how to get this say 55, 60 percentage mark. So that is more important. Not you write some random answer in IR today, you'll get 30 percentage mark, but that's of no use. If you have to clear this exam, there is one threshold level you have to cross. So learn how to cross that threshold level, or else there's no point. You're writing some random answer, and your answers, every time your answer is in the same level, it is of no use, right? So you give 3 attempts with a mediocre answer, it's of no use. You give 10 attempts with a mediocre answer, it's of no use. You have to improve your answer writing skill. The best way to improve your answer writing skill is that look at topper's copy and try to emulate the same thing. Say initially 10, 15 answer, just copy what the topper has written, so that you will imbibe all those things. And the next time when you start writing those the similar answers, you will get to know, acha, this is how we have to write. Every day go through topper's copy, you will internalize it. So, acha, a drawing map is mandatory, I need to squeeze in. If you don't have a mindset of this, that is a drawing map is mandatory in IR, you cannot squeeze in map. So again here, India, China, I think few of you have, or say some of you, at least major 50, more than 50% of you have sent answers. So how many of you have put map in the India China issue, or say India Sri Lanka issue, or say India Pakistan issue? How many of you have put map? Very very little, very not more than say 10, not more than 10. I have got more than say 250, 300 copies. Of this 250, 300 copies, in most of the copies I'm telling draw map, boss. IR answers without math, you will not get this 55-60 percentage mark. The game is not getting say 30-40 percentage mark. 34, you are not sitting in this class. Again, let me be very very clear, you are not sitting in this class to acquire a lot of content. You are sitting in this class at 6 o'clock in the morning to get good marks, to learn how to get good marks in IR. And again here in UPSC in say in this UPSC mains, content is not the king. So maybe you might be thinking that I have a lot of content. Hi, you have a lot of content, the time is limited. Look at the topper's answer. What is the complicated content that you don't know? We haven't even completed IR fully, right? So we have just finished 50 percentage of IR classes. Remaining 8 more classes are there. Sorry, remaining 7 more classes are there. So, but even then, you can understand 100% of what the toppers are writing. How is it possible? You haven't completed your course. You haven't completed most of the subject, but still you are able to understand what the topper has written. So it shows that there's no concrete content, there's no like super duper content in the toppers. But however, look at the structure over here. So look at the structure over here. Subheading, points, diagram. Look at the subheadings in the toppers copy. Very simple way to explain things. There's no complication over here. And look at the examples. And I have got say more than say 200 250 copies. And again here, how many of you have written examples like this? See, this is how you see analyze toppers copy. This is how you write examples. So examples, have a repository of examples. The more examples in the sense, repeat the same examples. You need not have a 1,000 or 10,000 examples. Have some few examples, not more than say 20-30 examples for IR. That's it. Use the same examples again and again. A classic example that I'm giving you is that Ishita Kishore. Look at Ishita Kishore last year rank one's copy. Same example she's quoting. Is there anything wrong? No, nothing wrong. How can you tell it is wrong? She, using that model, she has got rank one. So using that model, she has got rank one. How can you tell that's wrong? So what is wrong and what is right in UPSC is the only way we can decipher is that by going through the topper's copy, or by speaking with the topper's copy, or by speaking with the person who has not cleared mains. So the person, if you speak with the person who has not cleared mains, and if you speak with the person who has cleared mains, you will get to know. If you are a very fresher who hasn't given mains, the only way to know what works in mains and what doesn't work in mains is that speak with the person who has cleared the exam, speak with the person who has not cleared the exam, and look at their answer writing model. So if you're not able to have a person contact with these people, the only way that's available is the topper's copy. So go through topper's copy, and that's the only evidence that is there. Because she has written this, she has got it. And it is not just one person. So as last class I've showed you all the topper's copy. So if you see here all the topper's copy, yeah, look at the topper's copy over here. This right side one is the topper's copy. So look at the structure. So starting from here, this is rank one's copy. Look at the structure. Look at the structure. Don't worry about the content. What's inside, do not worry. But however, look at the structure. Small intro, one subheading, body with points. And again here, points not more than say 10 words. Look at how the one candidate in your classmate has written. Handwriting between this and this is rank one, this year rank one. Between this and this, your classmate's handwriting is way better, is better. But however, rank one structure and presentation is good. Look at this one. I think this is again here. Yeah, look at this one. Again, this is your classmate. Don't confuse her as a topper. Matlab, she can be the topper next year also. If she is following the same model, she will definitely be the topper. Matlab, can you even identify a single difference? I was actually shell shocked. In that mail she had written, "This is my first IR answer." I was like, "Ben, how is it even possible?" It's only possible because she has internalized the topper's copy. Probably she has internalized Shruti Sharma's copy. Look at because if you go through Shruti Sharma's copy and her copy, so most of the structure what she's following, say this example model, or say writing quoting Shashi Tharoor, or say quoting some experts in the conclusion, all these things are they're in Shruti Sharma's model. So how do we know that after every answer, after every point we have to write example? How do we know? How do we know? Matlab, who has told? Did UPSC come and tell? No, the only evidence is that toppers are writing, they are getting marks. So that's the only evidence. Because toppers are writing and they are getting marks, and few people who haven't written, they haven't cleared the marks. It means that, acha, if we write this model, we can score. So that is the only way we can learn. Okay, so you have to do this aspects, not some randomly reading a lot. Even if you ask me what's the biggest mistake I did in my UPSC journey, randomly reading some nonsense things which in our lifetime we will not use it. And again, here, be very very practical. Don't have this emotion. In UPSC, do not have emotion or passion towards any subject. Doesn't matter whether that subject is your graduation subject, or say your post graduation subject, or your doctoral subject, anything. In UPSC, be very very brutal towards marks. So why are you doing IR? You are doing IR because you get 50 marks in your GS3 GS2 paper. Of this 50 marks, even if you conservative, see, if you write your IR answer properly, you can get 60 percentage easily. Assuming that you write like above average, let us assume that you get 50 percentage mark, your 25 percentage 25 marks is already taken care. What's a good marks in your GS2? GS2, the good marks is somewhere 100 plus. Anything over 100 in GS2 is a good marks. So 25 percentage of your target in GS2 is can be achieved only by IR. So you're getting 25 marks. So how many candidates are there in each mark on an average? One mark, it means how many candidates are there, how many ranks are there in one mark? In one mark, how many ranks? Say somewhere approximately average is somewhere around 6. Average is 6. So you get 25 marks, your rank will increase by 150. So 150 rank. So you do well in IR. If you don't learn how to write an IR answer, so you will get 30 percentage. 30 percentage is 30 percentage of 50 marks is, say, 3 into 5, 15. 150 marks, 15 marks. So the game is, today you write those 4 questions, assuming that today you are giving GS2 paper. Say, assuming that, say, at 9 o'clock you are giving GS2 paper, the final GS2 paper. Without preparation also you can get 30 percentage marks easily. Matlab, easily, without preparation, in the sense having some basic idea, intro kya hota hai, what is intro, what's conclusion, how to write few points, that's it. So if even with basic idea you can get, say, 25-30 percentage marks easily. That is getting, say, somewhere around 12 to 15 marks. Even today you write the exam, you will get 12 to 15 marks. You need not have some rocket science knowledge in IR. But however, how to go from 12-15 marks to this 25 marks? So there is 50 marks, there is 50 marks in IR, 50 marks, right? So there is the 50 marks. And how to go from 25 to 30 marks? So today you write answers, you'll get 15 marks. The question is, how do I go from 15 to 30 in IR, or say 15 to 25 in IR? That is the question, that is a challenge. For that, trust me, the most important thing that you have to learn in IR is that, say, your today you write your answers, you will get from, say, somewhere between 12 to 15. The challenge is, how do I go from 12 to 15, still 25 to 30? So this is why you are sitting in this class. You are sitting in this class because you should know how to write, how to get, say, 25-30 marks in IR question. So how do you get it? So here the most important reason why you, how you can increase from 15 to 30 or say 12 to 25 is that you got to focus on the keywords. The first class what we did, you got to focus on the structure of the answer, you got to focus on the intro, and you got to focus on the conclusion. That's it. So having content, you need not have some extraordinary content. Even assuming that even if you have extraordinary content, how much can you write? Yeah, let us be very pragmatic. For a 10 mark question, how many words you'll write for a 10 mark question? How many write? How many words? How many words will you write for a 10 mark question? Yeah, exactly. Somewhere around 120, 120, 130 words. So 120, 130 words. Okay? 20 words. Look at her answers. Look at her answers. See how many words she has written. So somewhere around 20 words. Matlab your own classmate. So we'll compare your classmate with I think this is rank 2 or Meda. Meda is rank 13, right? This answer belongs to rank 2 or rank 30. So how many words she has written? So this is not more than 20 25 words. So look at your classmate, she has also written 20 words. Look at the number of points. So your entire body, if you're writing a 10 mark question, it is something like this: 20 words intro, 80 words in the body, and somewhere around 20 words again in the conclusion. That's it. So this is how you write your answers. Or say if you tell that no sir, I'll write 150 words in all the answers, you cannot write 150 words. Been there, done that. There is, you will not see any topper who has written 150 words in all the questions. You might now some people will show that no, this topper has written 150 words. Boss, that is for one question or two question. If you have to complete the paper, that is all 20 questions, it is not possible to write 150 words in all the 10 questions and 250 words in all the 20, all the remaining 10 questions. So the only way that is possible is that for a 10 mark question, limit your words to say 120, 120 or 130 max, 130 max. Look at this one. Look at her copy. So not more than, see here. So look at this topper. How many words are there in one page? How many words are there in one page? So here, in this page, how many words are there? How many words are there? I think not more than 50 or 60 words. Not more than 50 or 60 words. So you, for a 10 mark question, you will get two sides, one side and one side. So if you write in this format, I think this is not even more than 40 words, man. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. Yeah, somewhere around 50 words. So 50 60 words. So if you write it this format, only then you'll be able to complete the paper. Look at how many words are there. This is written by your classmate. So your own classmate, how many words are there in one side? So again here, look at the conclusion. So beautiful conclusion. So again here, this is how you have to write your answers. Again, in the content also, very, I'm not telling this her content is like super duper extraordinary kuch nahi hai. But the structure is good, because even in the toppers copy there's nothing like super duper content. Mediocre content, but the structure is good. Mediocre content, presentation was good. Mediocre content, maps are there. So maps are there. But what is the big thing that the toppers write? Nothing, kuch nahi hai. It's all about mediocre content, good presentation, good introduction. See, the person who is evaluating your paper are the HODs of leading universities. And you, when you start evaluating the paper, right, or say when you evaluate any of your friends paper, you will know that evaluation is one of the most boring job, very very boring job. But there, if you compare this model, look at this model, assume that you are the evaluator. Look at this model and look at your this model. This is also your classmate. This is also your classmate. Whose model is easy for evaluation for you? Whose model is easy? So definitely this model is much more easy for the evaluator. And don't think that the evaluator will learn from your content. Kuch nahi hai. The evaluator's age is more than our the evaluator's experience is more than our age. So you need not think that I'm going to teach the evaluator. Kuch nahi hai. Not required. So just focus from presentation perspective. Make the paper easy for the evaluator. That is the philosophy. Make the paper easy for the evaluator. And again, here in the paper, whatever you are adding, that should fetch marks. So don't write some random content in the paper. So this is what is needed. Okay, fine. Okay. Acha, this is rank 2, right? Okay, this is rank 2. I'm sorry, no, not this one. This is rank 1. This is rank 2, right? Yeah. Animesh Pradhan. Yeah, this is rank 2. So, see, how come this candidate, your own classmate, is able to write like this? So, how is it possible? The only way it's possible is that she has, if she hasn't given one or two mains, it's impossible for her to write like this on her own. You know, dream mein nahi aata hai. It is not like she has dreamt this approach. Just see the topper's copy. Acha, this model is working. How this model is working? Top 1 to top 10 are writing the same model, or say every topper. If you have to clear this exam, you have to write in the same format. So go through the topper's copy. Acha, everyone are writing in the same model. I'll also write in the same model. That's what you have to do. Her name, I don't know. I think Pragna or Prerna. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Fine. Okay, so chalo then, let us start with today quickly. We have to finish two countries at least. And it's a humble request again. If you are, most of you are sending answers with their email ID on top of it. That is very, very helpful for me to send it back. So if you don't write your email ID on top of the answer, so on top of your answer, it is extremely difficult for me to identify or go through all the 50 emails and then 50 60 emails and see whose copy it is. So I just every time I need to switch the tab and see. So if you haven't written the answer or say the email ID on the paper, rename the PDF file as your email ID. Don't even put your name, just your email ID. That is sufficient, so that it becomes easy for me to resend it back. Got it? Okay. So right answers. That's the reason why you're sitting in this class. Or else, if you think that no, I'm sitting in this class for a lot of content to analyze IR. Once I become IFS officer, I will take India's relationship to a next level. Be pragmatic. Yeah, if you are going to become a diplomat after this IR class, then why don't we shed this foreign institute, that is Sushma Swaraj Foreign Institute. We all these IFS officers, they get training from this foreign institute, right? Sushma Swaraj Foreign Institute. So why don't we better shut it down? If you are, it is not that after this IR class you'll turn into a diplomat. No, it is not that after polity class you started going to high court to argue the case. No, it is not after economics class did RBI governor call you up to ask what has to be the monetary policy. Nahi, na? No one called you, right? So again here, don't think that all this classes that you're taking is to gain a lot of knowledge. See, knowledge is secondary. Change this mindset. Knowledge is secondary, but you have to get a lot of marks. How do you get a lot of marks? A simple way is that learn how to write answers. And similarly in your prelims also, you have to learn how to get marks. That's more important, rather than mindlessly focusing on a lot of content. If you mindlessly focus on a lot of content, you will unnecessarily overburden yourself. After writing first mains, you will feel that, bhai, whatever I studied now, that was waste. Whatever I studied, that was waste, because I couldn't write in the paper. Yeah, 80 words for a 10 mark question. In your body you just require 80 words. It only 80 words. And 80 words mean you should know only the keywords. Only the keyword. If you have a good idea about the keywords, flaunt those keywords and create your own. Again, it's all about English. You have good command over English, flaunt, use keywords, and generate points using English. So similarly, and for a 250 mark, for a 15 mark question, in your body, it will not be more than say 170 180 words, say around say 170 180 words. Max 170 180 is the max. That's extremely easy. So again, if it's a 15 mark question, there are three subparts in it. 15 mark questions will usually have three subparts, or say two or three subparts. Most of it is three subparts. So do not worry about the content. Again, have conviction. See, yeah, if content was the entity that was helping you to clear this exam, a person, there's one person who is in the first attempt, there's another person who is in the fifth attempt. Who will have more content, you tell me? There's one person who is in the first attempt, there's another person who has given 5 attempts preparing for 5 6 years. So who will have more content? Fifth attempt wala person. This fifth attempt guy will have more content, right? But still this fifth attempt guy is not clearing, this first attempt person is clearing. How is it possible? So it shows that see, there are a lot of evidences that I'm giving. If the person who is giving 5 attempts, if he is not clearing, and if the person who is giving in first attempt, if he or she is clearing, then it shows that इसमें ना content का role ज़्यादा नहीं है. The content doesn't play much role in this aspect, because if content was the key, then this fifth five, the person who is giving 5 years, 5 or 6 years, he or she should be ruling this game of UPSC. But that is not the case. So then what exactly it is? Then further go deep inside. Then what exactly it is? The exact thing that works in UPSC is that your structure, your presentation, and then comes your, yeah, then it is your time management, and finally comes your content. So again, here in toppers answer, what you're seeing, you might think that wow, mediocre content hai, kya content hai, matlab what's that content? But however, with the limited time that we have in that is the max we can write. Nothing beyond that. And whatever the toppers copy that you are seeing, na, that is written in coaching institutes exam hall. So in coaching institutes exam hall, even if I take 10 minutes extra, 15 minutes extra, who cares? No one bothers. And you might think that what is that mediocre, what is that level of content that is there? It's very mediocre. And this answer was written in a coaching institute with full luxury. With full luxury in the sense, I'll take 5 minutes extra, I'll take 10 minutes extra, I'll go out for a tea. So everything is possible. But whereas in the actual examination, the due to pressure, due to stress, the quality will further come down. So you might be thinking, just take up any one topper copy and show it to your friend, saying that this answer is written by my another friend. Your peer group will not even, matlab, if they haven't seen the topper copy, they will not even believe that this is a topper copy. They'll think that acha, this is not very great, but that is the topper copy. This exam, no, artificially the difficulty has been increased a lot. Not required. The entire game in UPSC revolves around your optional essay ethics. That's it. Optional essay ethics in GS 1 to 3. You need not spend a lot of time. So I did it, wasted attempts in GS 1 to 3. Have a right strategy. So learn this right strategy just by going through the toppers copy. So in IR, you just need to learn how to write an IR answers. That's it. So nothing beyond that. Fine. So ठीक है. So enough of Gyan. So now let us take with this India Bhutan relationship. Fine. So yeah, chalo. Let us start with India Bhutan relationship. So right on this India Bhutan relationship. Again, in mains, the game is writing. Keep writing. So if you do not write in the class and think that I will read it from this PDF book, PDF, I'll read it from that, I'll read it, that doesn't work, man. Been there, done that, tried it, everything. So no, probably there are a few people who have completed more than 5 6 subjects. So what happened to the first subject where you collected all the PPTs, all this additional reading materials, etc.? What happened to that? What happened to that? That's still lying in some corner of your mobile, or say some corner in your laptop. That's it, right? Are you going through this? No. Again, here, let me be very, very clear. Even after this IR class, I'm 100% sure that more than 99% of this class students will not open up this PDF, or say will not open up. Maybe you can open up the class notes here and there, but after 6 months or 1 year, even then, even after that, you will not open up this book or say this class notes. That is totally fine. What you got to do is that in this class, if you're sitting, learn how to write answers. So that is more important. Learn how to write an intro in IR, learn how to write one body in the IR, and learn how to write one conclusion, learn how to draw a map. That is more than sufficient. That is what is needed from UPSC perspective regarding IR. Got it? Okay. So, India Bhutan relationship. So, right on here, India Bhutan relationship. The first one. Okay. So, see here, India and Bhutan are one of the closest ally. So even during British period, Bhutan was India's protectorate. In the sense, the British India was there, right? When British was ruling India, even Bhutan was considered was a protectorate. In the sense, British protectorate. In the sense, if any external threat is there to Bhutan, that is British India will go and protect Bhutan. So that is the meaning of protectorate. So even after independence, now Bhutan is under India's protectorate. That is, if there is any external element that attacks Bhutan, India will be protecting that country. Okay, India will be protecting Bhutan. So since beginning, since India's independence, we are having a very close relationship with Bhutan. So there has never been, at least with Nepal, since beginning we had good relations. Say post 2015 onwards, we did not have some great relationship as such with Nepal. But however, with Bhutan, since beginning we are having a good relationship with Nepal, with Bhutan. Never the relationship has strayed. So that's the reason. If you see the convergence of interest, there's a lot of convergence of interest, but divergence of interest, there are hardly any divergence of interest, because whatever India thinks, Bhutan also thinks in the same fashion. So India represents Bhutan in IMF, World Bank. India gives loans to Bhutan. India trains all this Bhutan civil service officers. All the Bhutan civil services officers are trained by India. That is your Labasna itself. So more or less, India supports Bhutan in almost every aspect, and India is the largest trading partner of Bhutan. And we do import a lot of electricity from Bhutan. Bhutan has a lot of rivers, and we construct similar to Nepal. Bhutan has a lot of rivers. We construct hydroelectric power projects in Bhutan, and Bhutan sells the electricity to India. So more or less, Bhutan is one of the closest ally. It's something like one of the Indian state who doesn't go against India. So it's something like this. So it's very close. It's one of the closest friend that we have in South Asia. Fine. So let us start with this India Bhutan. So write down here, India Bhutan. So first, in order to understand the India Bhutan, so first let us understand the political landscape of India Bhutan. So political landscape, that is political landscape. How did the politics is evolving in India Bhutan, and so in Bhutan. So Bhutan is a monarchy, in the sense there is a king in Bhutan and there's an empire that is ruling Bhutan. But however, this king is not like a regular king who wants to take a lot of powers. So this king is very unique. This empire is very unique in its own way. So what happened? Where did you see that, where a king is promoting democracy, where a king is facilitating the development of political party, where a king is facilitating the development of legislative assembly, in the sense like parliament. So where have you seen all this type of king? So in Bhutan we have this type of king. Now say this type of empire, that is the king himself, he is promoting, he is lowering his power, he is delegating his power to the legislature, he is delegating his powers to the political party. It's very very uncommon. So probably most part of the world, we don't see such kind of a king, or say most part of humanity also, we haven't come across this kind of king, where they delegate their own power to the public, they delegate. So it's quite a unique case in Bhutan. So because of that, because of this nature of the king, there is no civil unrest as such. But what happened, compare Bhutan with Nepal. What did Nepal king do? So in 1959, when Nepal had their parliament, what did Nepal king do? He removed this parliament in 1960 and he took all the power with him. So this is the general tendency of the kings, or say the empires across the world. And it was not unique in Nepal also, but however in Bhutan. So what happened in 1950s, the king tried to delegate his powers to the to the political parties, and again his son, that is this king's son, in 1990 he further delegated further delegated a lot of powers to the parliament, and his son in 2008 he is further delegating his powers. So this is quite unique case in Bhutan. Because of this, the people are, there is no civil war in Bhutan as such, because the king himself is empowering the public. The king himself is promoting democracy in the region, so in the country. So that is the political, that is the general overview about the political landscape in Bhutan. It's quite unique in nature. And again the king is very very is more emphasizing on the sustainable development. So they are more focused on the environment. So you can compare Bhutan's king with the kings in most part of the world, or say in the Arab world, how the king reacts, or say in Nepal here, how did the king react, or say to to some extent even in India. Let us not name the king as such, but however compare that. In Bhutan, the king, he himself is delegating the power. So he himself is delegating the power to the political parties, to the parliamentary assemblies. Every day his son is further delegating power. His son is again, his grandson is further delegating the power to the public. And again here they are, this empire is focusing more on environmental conservation, is focusing more on happiness of the public, not the richness. Most of the country, even including India, is focusing on the economical aspect, how rich people are, what is the GDP, what is the GDP. But whereas in Bhutan, it's a quite unique case. They are accounting how happy the people are there, how happiness is given more priority. How is the environment, they're not accounting how many roads are there. That's not okay, how much roads are there, how many airports are there, that is not the main concern over there. How much forest cover is there, how is the biodiversity level, that is the big issue in Bhutan. In fact, there are certain minor issues between India and Bhutan, that is with respect to environment. With no country we had issues with environment. So Bhutan, some political some political activists in Bhutan, they feel that Indian projects, Indian developmental projects are hampering Bhutan's environment. So they are raising voice against India. You will not see such things in other country also. In other countries, it is all about India is not giving money, or say India is not allowing us for trade, or say investment, etc. But whereas in Bhutan, they are telling that you guys are investing, because of that there is a damages to the environment. So this is quite unique in nature. So that Bhutan is quite uncommon in the present 21st century. It is quite uncommon. So yeah, so that is the general political landscape. So of Bhutan. So right down here, political landscape in Bhutan. Yeah, Chandan, that is a rare incident, right? Ashoka's is a rare incident. How many kings in India delegated power, or say how many kings across the world delegated the power? That's a rare incident. Yeah. So yeah. Okay. So right on here, political landscape, evolution in Bhutan. So in 1950, so we'll not go into the names, that is the names of the king. Just have a broad overview. In 1950s, the king began the process. The king began the process. The king began the process of modernization, and democratization, 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 modernization and democratization. Okay, so this king, he initiated and he brought in a lot of social reforms, economic reforms, land reforms was brought in by the king. That is, the king, he gave his land to the landless people. It's something unique that's going on in Bhutan. So then what happened? Again in 19, this was the third king in that empire. So again, what did the fourth king do in 1990s? So right down here, in 1990s, the fourth king of the empire, the fourth king of the empire further delegated more powers, further delegated more powers to the National Assembly, National Assembly is their parliament, to the National Assembly, and cabinet is their ministers. That is, the king himself, he gave his powers to the parliament, he gave his powers to the ministers, and he introduced a lot of political reforms, say in terms of legalization of political parties. So what did the Nepal king do? In Nepal king, when the first government was set up in Nepal, that is 1959, what did the Nepal king do? He dissolved all the political party, and he told that we will have a partyless system, partyless government. There should not be any political party. He banned the political party in 1960. But whereas this king, he legalized the political party, and he established independent judiciary. Can you even think of it? Um, the king has established independent judiciary. So there is no this thing revolution as such. There was no demand from the public. Also, the king himself established independent judiciary. The fourth king, he established. So right down here, established independent judiciary. But whereas in, if you see the Arab world, so recently, I think it was in Abu Dhabi or Qatar, right? I think it was in Abu Dhabi, I think yesterday or day before yesterday, the parliament was dissolved, and the king dissolved the parliament, and the explanation that was given was that the parliament was influencing the decisions of the king. So that's the reason why parliaments are made, right? To make laws. So yeah, Kuwait, yes, yeah, good. I think it's Kuwait. So yeah, the parliament got dissolved. The explanation that was given by the king was that the parliament is influencing the decision of the king. Matlab, that's the reason why parliament was made, right? To help out the king, to help in making laws. But that is not accepted by people. Okay, so again here, so write on this. Beyond 2008, 2008, yeah, 2008. So post 2008, post 2008, yeah, post 2008, first parliamentary elections was held. First parliamentary, first parliamentary election, first parliamentary elections were held. First parliamentary elections were held. Okay, from 2008 onwards, regularly there are parliamentary elections like how India does. So, below this write on, Bhutan has high political stability. 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 Okay, so now let us write the understand the evolution of India-Bhutan relationship. India-Bhutan relationship is not something new as such. So India-Bhutan relationship is an age-old relationship starting dates back till to the Buddhism era. So Buddhism was one of the common link between India and Bhutan. So since in Buddhism era, since say from third century onwards, third century BC onwards, we are having a good relationship, cordial relationship with Bhutan. So there were trades that is going on between India and Bhutan. And again here, the Buddhism, that is the Buddhist monks were traveling between India and Bhutan, and the Buddhism religion got spread from India to Bhutan. So Bhutan, since then we are having a close contacts. And again during the colonial period also, we had that is British India had a close ties with the Bhutan, and it was considered as a protectorate in a sense. If there is any entity that attacks Bhutan, it will be considered as an attack on India, and India will protect Bhutan. So Bhutan was a protectorate during British India, and also British India considered Bhutan as a buffer state. Even today, India considers Bhutan as a buffer state. So this is the evolution of basic evolution of India Bhutan relationship before independence. So write down here, evolution of India Bhutan relationship. So again here, write down first point. Write down first point. Starting from third century BCE, starting from third century BCE. Yeah, starting from third century, that is third century BCE. Yeah, third century BCE. Yeah, heading is, yeah, historical ties. Heading is historical ties. Ancient times till independence. Ancient times till independence. Heading is ancient times till independence. Starting from third century BC, India, India and Bhutan had ties. India and Bhutan had close ties in various aspects. Had close ties in various aspects. Guys, again, whatever I'm dictating, please write it down. There are many reports. In fact, Oxford report, sorry, Harvard reports. So in fact, a Harvard report also highlighted that the attention span among humans are decreasing a lot due to the social media world. And we know that we are this online classes are going, you probably you'll be seeing this online class using mobile or say a laptop or tab, and there is very high chances that you will switch between tabs and say start scrolling some other thing. So the attention span is very less, so please write it. So the reason why you have to write in the class is that you will be focused in the class, or else will be, let us be very very rational, the attention span has gone down. So that's the reality. Okay, so keep writing the points. So, since 3rd century BC, India and Bhutan has a close ties in various aspects. So below this first one, write down Buddhism. First one is Buddhism. Buddhism, trade. Buddhism, trade, trade. Buddhism and trade. Okay, second one, write down. So below this, write down during colonial period. During colonial period. During colonial period, Bhutan was a British protectorate. Bhutan was a British protectorate. Protectorate. And it was considered as a buffer state. 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 Fine. Okay. So now write down. So post independence. That is relation between India and Bhutan post 1947. That is post independence relationship. Post independence relation between India and Bhutan post independence. Relation between India and Bhutan post independence. So after independence, that is immediately after independence, even when British India was ruling this country, Bhutan was one of the closest allies. So immediately after independence, so we signed this Treaty of Friendship. 1949 Treaty of Friendship was signed. It was a bilateral treaty that emphasized on managing the foreign relationship, that is on managing the foreign relationship and security. So expect the internal affairs of Bhutan, their foreign relations and the security would be managed by India. So this was the broad terms in this 1949 Treaty of Friendship. So write down here. So below this, write down in 1949. In 1949, both India and Bhutan. In 1949, both India and Bhutan signed a treaty of friendship. India and Bhutan signed a treaty of friendship. Treaty of friendship, emphasizing, write on this, emphasizing India's role as Bhutan's protectorate. So write on this. You write on. So what's your doubt, Suhana? Others write on this. Emphasizing India's role as Bhutan's protectorate, protector, or say protectorate, protector in foreign affairs, while allowing Bhutan to manage its internal affairs independently. Yeah. Okay. Fine. So so after this 1949 treaty, again it laid down a proper ground for having bilateral economic. Below this, write down further it emphasized on bilateral. Further it emphasized further further it emphasized on bilateral economic relations, bilateral economic relations in terms of trade and investment, bilateral economic relations in terms of trade and investment, in terms of trade and investment, in terms of trade and investment, trade and investment. Okay, so below this write down, India emerged as India emerged as Bhutan's India emerged as Bhutan's primary development partner. India emerged as Bhutan's primary development primary development partner, providing providing financial aid, financial aid, yeah, providing financial aid for developmental projects, for developmental developmental projects, for developmental projects. Okay, so if you consider here, the relation between India and Bhutan is mainly from the HEP perspective. See, Bhutan is a very small country. Whatever that is there in Bhutan, India has within India. It is not that we have to depend on Bhutan, but however, Bhutan has a lot of rivers, and Bhutan is situated in higher altitude. Since Bhutan is situated in higher altitude, if we construct a HEP or hydroelectric power projects over there, so that will give us a lot of electricity. So the important bilateral economic relation between India and Bhutan is mainly in terms of construction of HEP projects, hydroelectric power projects. So Bhutan will provide land, India will construct the HEP projects, and then there's a sharing model. India will get some percentage of electricity, Bhutan will get some percentage of electricity over a period of time. After that, Bhutan will start selling those electricity to India. So this is the model that is working between India and Bhutan. It is mainly the electricity is the important commodity that is being traded between India and Bhutan. But however, India gives a lot of aid, that is a lot of grants to Bhutan to develop education and healthcare needs. So this is the evolution, that is treaty after treaty of friendship. And then what happened? So in 2007, this treaty of friendship was further revised. So write down here 2007, a revised treaty and enduring partnership, 2007. So write down here 2007. So write down here in 2007. In 2007, the Treaty of Friendship, the Treaty of Friendship was revised. The Treaty of Friendship was revised. The Treaty of Friendship was revised, and Bhutan gained and Bhutan gained greater autonomy. Bhutan gained greater autonomy, greater autonomy, greater autonomy in foreign policy. In foreign policy. Right? This further strengthened, and it gained greater autonomy. It gained greater autonomy in foreign policy. It further strengthened. It further strengthened the economic ties. It further strengthened the economic ties. The economic ties. Yeah, economic ties. Right. In 2016, yeah, am I audible now? Audible? I think it should be audible now. Yeah, yeah. In 2016, in 2016, a trade agreement, a trade agreement, a trade and transit agreement. Sorry, a trade and transit agreement, trade and transit agreement, trade and transit agreement. Further, boosted, further boosted Bhutan's export. Bhutan's further boosted Bhutan's export to India. Further boosted Bhutan's export to India. Further boosted Bhutan's export to India. Fine. So in general, we had a very cordial relation between India and Bhutan. Say since beginning we had a cordial relation because there has not been any civil war as such. We are having a cordial relation with Bhutan. There are some issues that are there, but these are very trivial as such. Fine. So now write down the point of convergence. Point of convergence between India and Bhutan. Point of convergence between India and Bhutan. So point of convergence. What are the point of convergence between India and Bhutan? That we'll be seeing it now. Fine. So we'll take a break. 7:35, right? Okay. So we'll start 45, 7:50. Yeah, we'll start at 7:50. Yeah, hello. So let us start with the point of convergence. So, point of convergence. So, as I told earlier, both India and Bhutan are one of the closest ally. So, and the most important point of convergence between India and Bhutan is that HEP, hydroelectric power projects. So what is this hydroelectric power project? So this is your hydroelectric power project. So again here, Bhutan has a lot of rivers and all the important Brahmaputra rivers that the tributaries of Brahmaputra rivers that comes to India is via Bhutan. So Bhutan has a lot of important rivers, and these rivers are in higher altitude. Since it is in higher altitude, if we construct this this HP hydroelectric power projects, so what would happen? We can generate electricity, and Bhutan doesn't have adequate money to construct these kind of large scale power projects. And secondly, India requires a lot of electricity. So it is in the interest of both, that is Bhutan wants to develop its infrastructure, India wants electricity. So there's a shared interest or a convergence of interest. So the first one you write down. So the first convergence of interest is that hydroelectric power projects, hydroelectric power cooperation, hydroelectric power cooperation. Okay, hydroelectric power cooperation. So in this hydroelectric power cooperation, so write down, india invests india invests india invests in HEP. So write it as HEP projects, hydroelectric power projects, HEP projects where India invests in HEP, where India buys back the electricity. India buys back the produced electricity produced from the HEP. So Bhutan, so when we invest, say for example, when we invest infrastructure projects, so that is when we invest HEP projects in Bhutan, Bhutan generates a surplus electricity. Since Bhutan generates surplus electricity, Bhutan sells those electricity to India at a subsidized rate, because it is India who has invested in electricity, who has invested in this HEP project. So as a reason, Bhutan sells electricity at a cheaper price. And what is the advantage for Bhutan over here? Bhutan gets all this in infrastructure projects. So this is the advantage for Bhutan. And the second advantage between India and Bhutan, or the second convergence of interest between India and Bhutan, is that security and defense cooperation. So security and defense cooperation. So, what is the security and defense cooperation? If you see the boundary between India and say Bhutan, so it once again, yeah, it's fine. Okay, so see here, and I'll just draw the map over here. So if you see the boundary between, say, this is India and this is India's northeast, and this is Bhutan. So this is Bhutan, and this is Sikkim. This is Arunachal. This is Arunachal. This is Sikkim. This is Arunachal. This is Bhutan. So here, who is there in this side? So here we have China. So both China, due to its aggressive nature, both India and Bhutan feel the same threat from China. So it is in the interest of both India and Bhutan to have a security and defense cooperation, because we have a common enemy. The common enemy is China, because of its aggressive nature in terms of border area encroachment. So both India and China faces sorry both India and Bhutan faces the similar threats. So here we have a cooperation, that is security and defense cooperation is there. So next point, write down, security and defense cooperation, security and defense cooperation to manage the borders, security and defense cooperations to manage the border, to manage the border with China, to manage the border with China, to manage the border with China. to manage the border with China. Okay, and the next important cooperation is that economy and trade. Say in terms of trade, both have a common interest. That is, India wants to export its goods to Bhutan, and Bhutan wants to export its goods to India. So Bhutan mainly exports the woolen wares to India, the textile, mainly textile woolen wares to India, and few bamboos also. So in the recent times, Bhutan have started exporting bamboos. So that is the reason there are some issues that has been raised in the Bhutan by the political activists. Bhutan has started exporting bamboo. This happened in the recent times because Bhutan has a lot of bamboo cultivation. Bhutan has started exporting bamboos to India. Apart from that, traditionally Bhutan was exporting us the woolen wares, or say the textiles, mainly textiles. The natural fibers, yak mainly yak, you would have seen yak, right? Yak, it's an animal. So this yak wool is very famous in Bhutan. It's more available in Bhutan. So this textile was sent to India. But however, in the recent times, bamboo trade has increased between India and Bhutan. After the recent trade agreement, bamboo trade has increased. So this has become a few issue among few of the political activists, because look at how Bhutan works. In Bhutan, environment is given more importance than the economy, then the monetary, then the money perspective. So they consider that because of exporting of bamboos, if the bamboo cultivation becomes more relevant, or say gains more traction, people will destroy the forest for bamboo plantation, and this will affect the environment in the long run. So that is the reason few of the political activists in Bhutan, not the Bhutanese government, but the political activists in Bhutan, they are against this bamboo export to India. So this is some issue that will take up in a divergence of interest between India and Bhutan. But however, we'll focus on what is the economic trades. Next one, right on economic trade. Economic trade mainly in terms of textile, mainly in textile in bracket, with, if you want, you can write woolen wear, not the cotton textile that's mostly found. It's woolen wear, mainly the woolen wear, and bamboo. So bamboo is in the recent times bamboo has got traction. Okay, that is, they have started using exporting bamboos from Bhutan to India. Yes. Okay, next one, right on cultural and educational ties. So, the common cultural link between India and Bhutan is Buddhism. So, Buddhism is a common cultural link between India and Bhutan. So, it is in the interest of both India and Bhutan to promote this culture, to promote the ideas of Buddhism. Again, Buddhism is one of the finest religion, because the philosophy of Buddhism is one of the greatest thing that humanity has achieved, and it is in the interest of both India and Bhutan to spread this ideology of Buddhism. So again, it is a shared interest. So below this, write down culture and education ties to promote the cultural values of Buddhism, 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 to promote the cultural values of Buddhism. Cultural values of Buddhism. Okay, promote the cultural values of Buddhism. Okay, so these are some of the economic, or say ties, close important ties between India and Bhutan. Another ties are that promoting, below this, right on promoting regional and international cooperations, promoting regional and international cooperations as promoting regional and international cooperations both share as both share common interest, common interest, common interest in regional stability, common interest in regional stability, regional stability, peace and development, peace and development, peace and development. So these are the broad convergence of interest between India and Bhutan. So now let us consider what are the divergence of interest between India and Bhutan. So what are the divergence of interest between India and Bhutan? So as I told earlier, Bhutan is one of the friendliest country among all the neighbors and including all the countries in the world. So it is the most friendliest country as of now. In the recent times, China is influencing. That has become a kind of divergence of interest. But even now, Buddhism, that is Bhutan, has not accepted China's investment, or say under Belt and Road Initiative project under BRI. All our neighboring countries have accepted BRI. That is, Nepal has accepted, Myanmar, Bangladesh, Pakistan, now Afghanistan, Sri Lanka. Everyone have accepted this Belt and Road projects initiative, or say a Belt and Road initiative projects. This thing, investment. But however, Bhutan has not accepted. China is forcing, or say China is using all the tactics to push a Belt and Road Initiative project in Bhutan, but still Bhutan has not accepted. So again, here there's a point, that is a point of divergence, that is point of divergence of interest between India and Bhutan. So what are the divergence of interest between India and Bhutan? So the first one is trade imbalance. Bhutan always considers, or say always criticizes India for trade imbalance. So obviously India is a big country. So India is a very big country. So what happens for Bhutan is that Bhutan has a lot of imports from India, but however, Bhutan is not able to export a lot of commodities and services to India. So their imports, imports from India is very high, their export is very low. So as a reason, there is a trade imbalance between India and Bhutan. It's something like this: India and China has a trade imbalance. That is, we have a trade imbalance of almost say $100 billion. So our trade is actually, yeah, it's over, it's near to $100 billion. Say our trade is somewhere around 125 $130 billion, of which we export only $25 billion and import around $100 billion. So there's a trade imbalance of somewhere around 80 to 100 billion dollars of trade imbalance. So that's a big number. So similar, the similar situation is experienced between India and Bhutan. So India experience, that is Bhutan experiences a trade imbalance because Bhutan is not able to export a lot of commodities and services to India, but Bhutan ends up importing a lot of commodities and services from India. So as a reason, there's a trade imbalance. First one, write down trade imbalance. That is divergence of interest. There you write trade imbalance experienced by Bhutan. Trade imbalance experienced by Bhutan, where Bhutan has low exports and high imports from India. Where Bhutan has low exports, low exports and high imports, low exports and high imports from India, from India. Okay, so this is one issue, divergence of interest, and the next divergence of interest is that the HEP projects that we construct in Bhutan. So there is an allegation that the revenue sharing is not proper. That is, see, what are the HEP project that we construct in Bhutan? So there is a perception in Bhutan that India is exploiting Bhutan's natural resources. So we cannot completely agree with the allegation that is put by Bhutan, but some experts, mainly the experts who write columns in Indian Express, they believe that yes, it is kind of India gets a lot of we cannot blatantly tell that in India is exploiting Bhutan as such. We do get better deals with Bhutan compared to Nepal. See, both the Nepal and Bhutan are in the same landscape. Even Nepal has a lot of rivers in a higher altitude. Bhutan has a lot of rivers in a higher altitude. The good deal that we get with Bhutan is very nice compared to the Nepal HEP project deals. So even few of the experts agree that yes, the India gets a lot of advantage from Bhutan, and from Bhutanese side, there's a perception that India is misusing the Bhutanese resources, and another section in Bhutanese society feel that due to this HEP project, their environment is getting impacted. Their environment is getting impacted. So these are some of the issues that comes up while implementing this HEP project. One section feels that the revenue sharing model is biased towards India, in the sense India gets a lot of advantage in this revenue sharing model, and the second section feels that due to HEP projects, there's a lot of environmental impacts. So this is the issues regarding hydroelectric power projects, HEP projects. So right on here, HEP project implementation. HEP project implementation. Bhutan has a perception. Bhutan has a perception. Bhutan has a perception of unfair revenue sharing model. Of unfair revenue sharing model. Yeah, revenue revenue sharing revenue sharing model of HEP project of HEP projects HEP projects, and also believes that it has environmental impacts, and also believes that it has environmental impacts and also believes that it has environmental impacts. It has environmental impacts. Fine. Okay. Next one is again there's a divergence of interest. There is a criticism on India that India, see, Bhutan is a sovereign country. Bhutan is a sovereign country in the sense they can take up their own decision in terms of every aspects. But there is a perception that is being built that India is controlling the foreign policy of Bhutan, or say India is coercing Bhutan to take up the stance that is pro India. So in fact, we don't do anything as such. We are seeing in the interest of Bhutan, but however, there is a perception that is being built that India is acting like a big brother and forcing and say and forcing the foreign policies of Bhutan. So below this, write down foreign policies, perception of big brother attitude, perception, and everything is perception. There's nothing. India is not doing anything in reality, any harm to Bhutan in reality. But however, there's a perception that is being built. So write down here, perception of big brother nature, perception of big brother nature by India, perception of big brother nature by India, by big brother nature, by big brother nature by India towards Bhutan, towards Bhutan, towards Bhutan, regarding their foreign policy, regarding their foreign policy, regarding their foreign policy. Fine. Okay. So these are the broad divergence of interest between India and Bhutan. But since Bhutan is one of the closest allies, we don't have much divergence of interest between India and Bhutan. But however, these are small divergence of interest. So how do we resolve it? So write down here. So measures to overcome the divergence of interest. Measures to overcome the divergence of interest. That is a subheading. So first one is, say you can consider DNA approach. So what is this DNA approach? DNA is dialogue. First one, dialogue or diplomacy. So dialogue/diplomacy. N is negotiation. Negotiation. N is negotiation. Dialogue or diplomacy. N is negotiation. Third one is application. 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 Okay, so not application or say action. So I'm so sorry, it's action. Action. I'm really sorry. Application in the sense applying whatever that has been negotiated or say dialogue. So first we should have a dialogue, then we should negotiate, and then finally we have to apply or say we have to act. So that is your DNA approach: dialogue, negotiation, and action approach, or say dialogue, negotiation, and application. So or say action approach. So this is how we can resolve. This is one way of resolving the divergence of interest, or say within this you can add all the elements like say track one diplomacy, track two diplomacy of dialogues, and negotiations through track one and track two diplomacy, and actions by implementing whatever that has been decided. And the next one below this write down, next one write down, next point write down: promoting cultural cooperations. Promoting cultural cooperations. Promoting cultural cooperations. Cultural cooperations. Promoting cultural cooperations. Yeah. To strengthen people to people contact. 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 Fine. So these are the measures or the ways through which we can resolve the disputes. We can resolve the disputes between, India and Bhutan. So now let us take up the next topic. So the next topic is, so write down, India Maldives. India Maldives. India Maldives relation. So India Maldives relation. So again here, uh, Maldives is an island country. It is strategically important for India. If you see here, there was recent boycott of Maldives, etc., etc. So too much in news. So what is the reason? Everything we'll see from the current affairs perspective. Say 2 days back, India had to retreat all its military forces from Maldives. So this is Maldives. It is an island nation. So Maldives is very important for India to maintain its supremacy in Indian Ocean region. So how to maintain supremacy in Indian Ocean region? By providing military, by providing say navy support or say military support. See, in the IR, or say in polity you would have learned, right? So first we have economy. First there is economy, there is polity, and military. Okay, so who is powerful in this world? Who is a powerful entity? So whoever has money, so he or she is powerful. Or say one aspect, that is, whoever has money, they are powerful. Who is powerful than this person? whoever has political power, they are more powerful. Say for example, you consider this Ambani in India. Ambani, the richest person probably, I think now it's Adani. Say let us consider Ambani and Adani. So they are the richest person, or say let us consider Elon Musk. So they are the richest person, so they are powerful. Who is much more powerful than that? Whoever has political power. So in India, who has political power? It is the government. Say PM Modi is more powerful than this Ambani, Adani and Tatas, etc., because he has political power. So one aspect is having money. Having a lot of money gives you power. Also maintains, you can maintain a supremacy. But if you have political power, you will have better powers than having money. That is political power. Who is much more powerful than who has a political power? Who has military supremacy? So let us consider Russia. So Russia's economy is not as great as India. And Russia's, again, if you consider here, Russia is considered as much more politically much more powerful than other countries. The reason being, it is military power. So if you have military power, you will, that is the ultimate power which can be achieved. If you have to maintain supremacy, if you have to maintain hegemony in the region, if you have to be the boss in the room, in the space, first you should have money. If you don't have money, you should have political power. If you don't have political power, you should have military power. So Russia doesn't have, say, compare Russia with, say, you can consider compare Russia with, say, any of these European countries, or say be it Germany, or say be it France, UK, or any of these countries. So here, compare, classic example is compare Russia with China. So Russia is seen as more powerful entity compared to China. See, but what is Russia's economy with respect to China? It's very, very less. So Russia's economy is very less compared to Chinese economy. But however, Russia is seen as more powerful entity because Russia is militarily powerful. So if you have to be powerful in a region, you should maintain that military power in that region. So Maldives was giving us the space to maintain militarily power in the to maintain military in this region. So if you have to maintain supremacy, if you have to maintain a hegemony in Indian Ocean, we need military power. We need to become a military power. So Maldives was enabling us to maintain that military power in this Indian Ocean region, because we had stationed our navy, we had stationed our few air force entities in Maldives. So because of that, we could maintain the power. So why is USA building, so having so many air carriers across the world? So USA has the highest number of air carriers across the world. What is the reason? Why USA is having their military base in Indian Ocean? USA is sandwiched between Pacific Ocean and Atlantic Ocean. What is the reason why USA is having the military base in Indian Ocean? Again, this logic, that is, if you have to be powerful, you will be respected, or you can maintain the hegemony if you have military weapons. Okay, what did Abdul Kalam, when in an interview, it was asked that Abdul Kalam, there was a question, I think it was in NDTV. A question was asked that why promote nuclear weapons, because nuclear weapons is very deadly to humanity. Why promote nuclear weapons? So the simple answer that Abdul Kalam gave was that power respects power. So nuclear power, if we have to be respected in the world, we should have power. We should have power. Matlab, he meant nuclear power. Nuclear power is nothing but military power. So if we have to be respected in the world, we should have a military power. So Maldives was giving us the place to have military power. Now, 2 days ago, Maldives removed all the Indian military from their territory. So now the chances are that the current Maldives government, the chances are that they will allow Chinese military to establish there. So if Chinese military comes into Maldives, then it will threaten India's hegemony in Indian Ocean. So as a reason, so Maldives has become very important from UPSC perspective. So too much news is going around Maldives. So now let us see the basics about Maldives. So right on here, Maldives, India Maldives, that is India Maldives relation. So in order to understand India Maldives relation, am I audible? Isha couldn't hear you. Audible, right? Yeah, it's audible, man. It's audible. Okay, so in order to understand this Maldives, India Maldives relation, first we should understand the political landscape, the evolution of political landscape. So right on here, evolution of that's a political landscape, evolution of political landscape, evolution of political landscape in Maldives, evolution of political landscape in Maldives. So earlier Maldives was colonized by UK. It's like how India was colonized by UK or the British. Even earlier Maldives was colonized by UK, and Maldives got freedom in 1965. So they got freedom in 1965. They became independent in 1965. So then what happened? So immediately after independence, Maldives fell under an authoritarian rule. So authoritarian regime. So if you see, if you analyze all the countries around India, it is only India after the independence maintains stability. Be it say Pakistan or say Sri Lanka or say Bangladesh, etc. After immediately after independence, so it went into an authoritarian regime. Same thing happened with Maldives also. So that's the reason. If you have a doubt why Nehru is considered as one of the greatest leaders, it's because of this. He did not allow the Indian country to enter into an authoritarian regime. But whereas if you consider say Sri Lanka, if you consider Pakistan, Bangladesh, now we will read Myanmar also. Myanmar also went under authoritarian regime. Maldives also authoritarian. Immediately after independence, authoritarian regime. So there's no democracy as such. So what happened after independence from 1968 till 2008? Maldives got democracy only in 2008. So it was just 15-20 years back. They got 15 years back. They got democracy, but before that, it was completely under authoritarian regime. So right on here, point was one point. Independence got independence, got independence, got independence, got independence in 1965. 1968. Next line right now. Yeah, 1968 till 2008, 1968 till 2008, authoritarian regime. 1968 till 2008, authoritarian regime. Authoritarian regime. Authoritarian regime. No democracy over here. Authoritarian regime, no democracy. So here I don't favored India. But however, this authoritarian regime, it favored India. So, like like how Nepal also had this monarch, right? So this monarch was favoring India. So similarly, this person, that is the authoritarian regime in Maldives, also was favoring India. Same thing happened with Myanmar also. When we take up Myanmar, we'll study. Myanmar also had this military power, but military government. But this military government was in favor of India itself. So this authoritarian regime was in favor of India. So then what happened in 2008, 2008 to present times, 2008 to present, yeah, present time, democratic government, democratic government. So when from 2008 till the present times, we had democratic government. But however, this democratic government, there were two major parties in Myanmar. So sorry, in this thing, Maldives, two major parties. So the democracy was established in 2008 only. That is, in from 2008 onwards, the democratic election was started. So then there was a multiple elections. So what happened? So immediately after independence, that is immediately, sorry, no, not independence, immediately after having democracy, we had Muhammad Nasheed. So Muhammad Nasheed, so he was there from 2008 till 2000. Below this, right on. So again here, don't overcomplicate here. From 2008 onwards, we have democracy, in the sense there is proper elections. So here there are two parties. One party is favoring India, one party is completely against India. So this is what you have to understand. So one party, whenever we have the authoritarian regime, the previous authoritarian regime was in favor of India. But however, after democracy, two parties emerged. See, like in Bangladesh, two parties emerged, that is Awami League and Bangladesh Nationalist Party. So similarly, in Maldives, there are two parties that emerged. One party is pro India, one party is anti India. Whereas Bangladesh Nationalist Party is not anti India, they don't help India. So but however, the here the another party is that completely anti India, they hate India. So this campaign, that is the current government, hated India. Their campaign tagline was India out. They want to throw out India. So that was the campaign. The entire election was run on this basis, that is, we need to remove India from Maldives. So there are two parties that you have to understand. In one party is completely pro India, one party is anti India. So here, just write down here, from 2008 till 2012, pro India government, pro India government, pro India government in pro India government in Maldives, pro India government in Maldives. From 2008 to 2012, pro India government in Maldives. From, you need not know the names, not required, don't overcomplicate it, no one is going to ask you. From 2013 to 2018, anti India government, anti India government, anti India government, anti India government, anti India government in Maldives, anti India government in Maldives. Fine. He was pro India, he was anti India. So then what happened? Soli. So the Soli government, that is raised from 2018 till 2023, he was pro India. 2008 till 2023, 2018 till 2023, it is pro India government. Pro India government. From 2023 till present times, till present, it is anti-India government. It is Mizu government. It is Mizu government. So this Mizu is the one who is completely India. His entire election campaign was on the basis of this theme, that is India out theme. He is completely anti-India. No previous Maldives government was so anti-India compared to this person. So the current Maldives government is completely anti-India. So this was his election campaign T-shirt, that is India out. So his entire election campaign was not in terms of not main did not mainly focus on, say, health, education, etc., etc. So it mainly focused on removing India from Maldives territory. So yeah, from Maldives territory. So this is the political evolution, that is political evolution, or say political landscape of Maldives. Understood? Broad idea. The authoritarian regime, even after independence, 1965 they got independence. From 1965 we had authoritarian regime. This authoritarian regime was pro India, so we do not have a major issue with authoritarian regime. But however, authoritarian regime was pro India, so we did not have an issue. But in 2008 we got democracy. So immediately after democracy, so on and off we are getting pro India government and anti India government. Pro India government, in the sense, say, from 2008 to 2012 we had pro India government, and then anti India government, then pro India government, now anti India government. So whenever so just think over this thing, at regional level, when did Belt and Road Initiative start? When did Belt and Road Initiative start? That is Chinese Belt and Road Initiative start. Which year? It started in 2013. Very good, very good, Zeba. It started in 2013. So this person came to into power in 2013. So this person came into power in the anti-India government came into power in 2013. From 2013 onwards, immediately he accepted this, participated in this Belt and Road Initiative, and there was a lot of Chinese investment going into Maldives. And again, so currently the current government is also complete pro-China government, anti-India government. But however, this person was not as anti-India as the current government. So the current Maldives government is completely anti-India. So, but however, so when 2013 when Belt and Road Initiative project was initiated, this the then Maldives government completely accepted those Belt and Road Initiative projects. But what happened next during the Soli government? This Soli government is anti-China. So what it did was it was pro-India. So it did not completely stop the Chinese investment. So the Soli government did not stop the Chinese investment. It reduced the Chinese investment. It reduced the Chinese investment, but it gave opportunity for India. So it was in Soli government, it was in the previous Maldives government where India stationed its military in Maldives. So it gave us a lot of edge because we could command the Indian Ocean region. But however, this Mizu, the current Mizu government, so he is completely anti-India. 2 days back, he asked all the Indian military to be evacuated from Maldives. So now we have completely evacuated all our military entities from Maldives. So this is the political landscape in Maldives. Fine. So this is yesterday's, that is 10th May's news. That is Indian military exits from Maldives. Fine. Okay, so now let us see the thing, evolution of relationship between India and Maldives. So right out here, evolution of relation between India and Maldives. Evolution of relation between India and Maldives. So, what did I tell? So, authoritarian regime. Despite having authoritarian regime, this authoritarian regime was in favor of the Indian government only. So, authoritarian regime was helping India only. So, it helped India. So, right down here, 1965. So immediately, when did Maldives get independence? So 1965. So again, pointless. Just write the evolution in pointless because till authority, just have a broad idea. The important aspect is convergence of interest and divergence of interest. But however, have a broad idea how did things evolve. So 1965 they got independence. Immediately after, authoritarian regime was there. This authoritarian regime was pro-India only. So we did not face any issue. So till 2008, we did not face any issue. After 2008, on and off, we are having pro-India government or the anti-India government. So whenever we have pro-India government, we have a good relationship. Whenever we have anti-India government, we don't have a good relationship. This is a broad evolution that you have to understand between India and Maldives. So right down here, 1965, immediately after Maldives independence, immediately after Maldives independence, immediately after Maldives independence, India established diplomatic relation. India, India established, India established, India established diplomatic, diplomatic relation. India established diplomatic relation. 1981, 1981. So yeah, right on 1981 trade agreement, trade trade agreement, trade agreement was signed. Trade agreement was signed. That is both India and Maldives. Even though Maldives was under authoritarian regime, we had initiated trade agreement. Trade agreement. That is, we focused on economic trade. That is, economic bilateral economic relation. Trade agreement was signed to strengthen to strengthen bilateral economic ties, to strengthen bilateral economic ties. So from 1981, we had a very good economic relation with Maldives. So we upgraded this relationship in 1997. In 1997, we signed security agreement. Security agreement. We signed security agreement. Security agreement. Yeah, security agreement. 1997, security agreement was signed to enhance security ties, to enhance security ties, to enhance security ties. So in this security agreement, it was decided that India will provide security to Maldives. That is, the Indian Navy would provide security to Maldives. If there is any attack on Maldives, India would go and protect it. So that was the security agreement. So again, here till here, there is authoritarian government that is running Maldives. This authoritarian government is in India's favor. So we don't have any issues as such. So right on here, post 2000 post 2000 post 2008 post 2008 post 2008 democracy in Maldives, democracy in Maldives so here within this, in a box, write down 2008 till 12, 2008 till 12, good, that is pro India government, pro India government, pro India government, pro India government in Maldives, good relation, good bilateral relation. Put it in a box, good bilateral relation. So next one, yeah, 2013 till 2018, 2013 till 2018, 2013 till 2018, anti-India, anti-India, anti-India government. Not so good relation, not so good relation, not so good relation, not so good relation, not so good relation with Maldives. Next one, yeah, 2018 till 2023, 2018 till 2023. So write down the same thing here. Pro India government in Maldives, good bilateral relation. 2018 till 2023. Yeah, 2018 till 2023. Pro India, that is pro India government in Maldives, pro India government in Maldives, good bilateral relation. 2023 till present time, this is anti-India government, anti-India government in Maldives, anti-India government in Maldives, not so good relationship. Currently, day before yesterday, even Jaishankar also told that whatever Maldives is not doing is not good for India Maldives relationship. He openly told in the press that Maldives not allowing, Maldives asking Indian militaries to evacuate from Maldives. It is not a good sign, because it was India who had who had a dominance in Indian Ocean region, and India maintained this hegemony by deploying a lot of our militaries across Indian Ocean region. Now if Maldives is asking us to evacuate, then there is a very high probability that this Maldives government will allow Chinese military to set up their base in Maldives. So, and Maldives is very close to India. So if Chinese military enters the Maldives, then it is a threat for India also. So yeah, these are the this is the evolution of India Maldives relationship. Now let us see the point of convergence of interest between India and Maldives. So write down here, convergence of interest between India and Maldives. Convergence of interest between India and Maldives. Convergence of interest between India and Maldives. Okay, so here, this region, this near this African Horn, there's a lot of piracy. Somalian pirates. There's a lot of piracy that is there in this region. So both, see here, both India and China, so both India's and Maldives trade route passes via this region only. Both your Maldives, if they have to trade, this is your Suez Canal, this is your Suez Canal, this is your Suez Canal. Both India and Maldives trade route are same. So it is in the interest of both India and Maldives to protect, to safeguard this region. That is, both India and Maldives have a common interest in security and defense cooperations to safeguard this trade route. So this trade route is common for both India and Maldives. So it is in the common interest. There is a convergence of interest between India and Maldives to safeguard this trade route. So how to safeguard this trade route? Through proper security and defense cooperation. So this is the first convergence of interest. So write down here, first convergence of interest, security and defense cooperation. Security and defense cooperation to ensure maritime security, to ensure maritime security, to ensure maritime security, to ensure maritime security to ensure maritime security in IORA, in IOR, Indian Ocean region. IOR is Indian Ocean region. Indian Ocean region. IOR is Indian Ocean region. To ensure maritime security in IOR, that is Indian Ocean region. Indian Ocean region. So this is a convergence of interest, that is security and defense cooperation. And the second convergence of interest is economic and infrastructure development. So in economic ties, that is bilateral economic ties, is also a convergence of interest. See, Maldives is it's a growing economy. So since Maldives is a growing economy, Maldives has a lot of convergence of interest. That is, India can export our goods to Maldives. Maldives can export their services. In the sense, Maldives can export tourism. That is tourism from India. So there's a convergence of interest in economic and infrastructure development. So write down here. So next convergence of interest is economics and development, infrastructure development. Yeah, economic cooperation, bilateral economic cooperation, bilateral economic cooperation through investment and trade. Bilateral economic cooperation through investment, through investment, through investment and trade, through investment and trade will help both nations will help both nations. So India is indulging in various developmental projects, say in terms of construction of bridges, construction of airports, housing project. India has a lot of housing project. I think over 5,000 houses are being constructed by India in Maldives. And secondly, roads, bridges, airports are being constructed in by India in Maldives. So again, these are advantages. These are advantages for India because Maldives will grow and we will also get. It is not that we are giving a grant. It is not that we are giving a grant to Maldives. We will also get advantages of this investment in Maldives. It's a growing economy. If it's a growing economy, if there is any profit from that, we will also get advantages from that. So it's a win-win situation for both. And and the third cooperation and the third cooperation is that climate change. So climate change and global warming. India has a lot of islands and Maldives is also an island country. So in climate change mitigation efforts, both of them should and the effect of global warming will be same on India and as well as in Maldives. That is increased disasters, submergence, or say sea level rise, coastal erosion. So these are the common issues that would arise because of global warming. So these are the common thing that both of us share. So it is in the shared interest that both countries can take efforts in climate change mitigation measures. So write down here below this, write down climate change and environmental conservation. Climate change and environmental conservation. Under this, write down both India and Maldives face similar disasters. Both India and Maldives face similar disasters due to climate change. Due to climate change. As a reason, both as a reason both can work. As a reason, both can work. Yeah, as a reason, both can work. As a reason, both can work in work together in addressing in addressing the climate change. In addressing the climate change. In addressing the climate change effects. In addressing the climate change effects. In addressing the climate change effects. So again here, write down. So these are the convergence of interest between India and Maldives. So these are the broad convergence of interest. And the next convergence of interest, write down. Promoting regional cooperations. Promoting regional cooperations in order to ensure promoting regional cooperations in order to ensure stability in the region. In order to ensure stability in the region. In order to ensure stability in the region. Example, IORA. What is IORA? Indian Ocean Region. Indian Ocean Rim Association. Indian Ocean. IORA is Indian Ocean Rim Association. Indian Ocean Rim Association. So, through having regional cooperation, it will help in maintaining regional stability. So, for that, both it is in the interest of both India and Maldives to promote this regional cooperation. These are the broad convergence of interest between India and Maldives. Now let us see what are the divergence of interest between India and Maldives. So write down this divergence of interest. In the current times, there are a lot of divergence of interest between India and Maldives. As I told earlier, that is on and off, there are pro India there are pro-India government and anti-India government in the Maldives. So the last one was a pro-India government. The Soli government was a pro-India government. That is from 18 till 2023. 2018 till 2023 it was a pro-India government. So before that it was an anti-India government, again before that it was a pro-India government, now currently it is an anti-India government. So whenever there is an anti-India government, there is a lot of divergence of interest between India and Maldives. So what are this divergence of interest between India and Maldives? Let us analyze. The first one, current divergence of interest. See again here, whenever there's a pro-India government, the major divergence of interest is in terms of trade imbalance. Maldives complains that Maldives, that is, they are not able to export a lot of in the trade. They are not able to export a lot compared to their imports from India. So they feel that there's a huge trade imbalance. That is, Maldives is exporting less compared to the imports from India. But however, whenever there's an anti-India government, the biggest divergence of interest comes in the aspects of China factor. So China factor is the biggest divergence of interest between India and Maldives currently. So right on here, biggest divergence of interest, first one, China factor. So first divergence of interest is China factor. So whenever we have pro-India government, so we do not have China factor has not a big divergence of interest. But however, whenever there is an anti-India government, we do have China factor is the biggest divergence of interest. So right on here, China factor. China factor. Maldives has participated in China. Sorry, Maldives has participated in BRI. Maldives has participated. Maldives has participated in BRI, Belt and Road Initiative project, which increases Chinese influence, in Indian Ocean region. Chinese influence in Indian Ocean region, which increases Chinese influence in Indian Ocean region, which increases Chinese influence in Indian Ocean region. Fine. And second major divergence of interest is that trade imbalance. So trade imbalance. So see, currently without China, India is the net security provider. So India is a dominant player in Indian Ocean region. India is a net considered as a net security provider. Now, if China comes into Maldives, now the China is much more powerful. Whereas the previous government, so previous pro-China government, when was the previous pro-China government that was there in Maldives? It was between 2013 till 2018. During this period, China did not try to assert itself. Now, after COVID, China is blatantly asserting its power across the world. So now that we have a pro-China government in Maldives, so we have to be very, very cautious. It's a big divergence of interest. Even yesterday before yesterday, Jaishankar openly told that whatever Maldives is doing is completely wrong. So there's a complete divergence of interest between India and Maldives. Another big divergence of interest between India and Maldives are trade imbalance. So write down here, trade imbalance. That is, Maldives export is less to India compared to its imports. Maldives export to India. Maldives export to India is less compared compared to its imports. Fine. So this is causing trade imbalance
in trade imbalance. So Maldives always criticizes India because their exports is less compared to their imports. So as a reason, Maldives faces this balance of payment issues with India. So these are the divergence of interest. And the next divergence of interest is domestic politics. Domestic politics. Domestic politics in Maldives. Domestic politics in Maldives and in India. And in India. So Maldives, it is very common. That is, the anti-India rhetoric is very common. See, whenever there is an anti-India government, say that is say from 2013 till 2018, there was an anti-India government. The anti-India government, the rhetoric, that is, India is very bad, this, that, etc. India out. All these campaigns are very much seen in Maldives common public, and in the common public platform, it's very much seen. But however, in India, for the first time, it happened in the recent time. That is, boycott Maldives trend got initiated, and even some of the what is it, tourist tour agents, the I think it was the Ease My Trip. So this entity, they also supported this Maldives boycott Maldives trend. So this happened in India for the first time. That is, anti-Maldives sentiments begin in India for the first time. This is a divergence of interest. That is, India doesn't want any anti-India trends in Maldives, and similarly, Maldives also doesn't want any anti-Maldives trends in India. So this is a divergence of interest. So due to the domestic politics in India, there was an anti-Maldives trend in India. Due to domestic politics in Maldives, there's an anti-India trend that is going on in Maldives. So this is affecting both Maldives interest as well as Indian interest. So right on here, domestic politics. Domestic politics in Indian politics, in domestic politics in Maldives and India, promote sentiments, promote negative sentiments, promote negative sentiments, promote negative sentiments against each other, promote negative sentiments against each other, promote negative sentiments against each other, which is which which affects the interest of both the countries, which affects the interest of both the countries, which affects the interest of both the countries, which affects the interest of both the countries. Okay, so here you can if you read the articles during this Maldives boycott trend in India, many the expert as a famous expert like say Rajamohan. So he's the most famous credible journalist in terms of IR, India international relation, or say Suhasini Haidar in Hindu. If you read their articles during the Maldives boycott, so they say that one of the worst foreign policy is to involve negative sentiments among the public. So when the negative sentiments against a country creeps into the public, it becomes very difficult to bridge back the relationship. So if there's a negative sentiment against Maldives in India, it becomes very difficult for India Maldives relation to be bridged later on. So similarly, if there's a negative sentiments of India in the Maldives, among Maldives public, it becomes very difficult later on to bridge the relationship. So it is the duty of the government, both Indian government as well as the Maldives government, not to allow the negative sentiments to creep at the public level. So if there is any issue, deal it at the diplomatic level. So deal it at the government to government level. So when the public, when the people have negative sentiments against any country, it becomes very difficult to bridge the relationship later on. So here I think it was in some article, it was in Suhasini Haidar's article, or say it was in Raja Mohan's article, or so some expert, or say I read it in either Diplomat, any of these three papers, Diplomat or Indian Express or Hindu. So they give the example of Pakistan vis-a-vis Nepal. So Pakistan vis-a-vis Nepal. With Nepal, we have a good public people to people contact. Nepalese with Nepal, we have a good people to people contact. But whereas with Pakistan, the negative sentiments against Pakistan has seeped into the common public. That is, in even Indian public have this negative perception against Pakistan. As a reason, in order to bridge the relation between India and Pakistan, it becomes very difficult at the government level. If the government of India goes closer to, it tries to get in, tries to become closer to Pakistan, it will face some repercussions from the public, because the public don't like that. So, but however, what happened with Nepal? Nepal, we had a border issues. So, but despite having a border issues, despite Nepal firing against India, that sentiment did not creep. That did not affect the common public, both in India as well as Nepal, because we had a good relationship. That is, the people to people contact is very strong. So because the government, that is Nepali government, promoted that India is good among the Nepalis, and Indian government also promoted that Nepal is a friendly country. So if there is any issue, they, government to government can resolve. They did not involve the public. But here now what happened with Maldives issue is that the government, the current Maldives government is using public sentiment, creating an anti-India public sentiments. And in India also, though government of India did not involve in this anti-Maldives public sentiments, but it tacitly supported also that anti Maldives sentiment. So that was not a good move, as held by the experts. They feel that if there is any country that is going against India, do not involve the public, you deal it at a diplomatic level. That's why we have diplomacy, right? That is the reason why we have a external affairs ministry, we have diplomats over there. You deal it. If that negative image comes to the public level, later on it becomes very difficult to bridge the relationship. So whereas with Maldives, this is what is happening. The Maldives government is also creating a negative perception of India among the local publics in Maldives. And again here, even the government of India is not doing actively, proactively, but it is not even stopping it. So that is the issue, that is the domestic politics issue that is going on here. Fine. And it is mainly due to the social media hype. And many of the corporate entities, they are misusing this opportunity, capitalizing this opportunity to portray themselves as a super, or say uber nationalist. All these things doesn't work in diplomacy. In diplomacy is not for capitalism. So diplomacy, we have finest IFS officers, they will know how to handle it. The capitalists, the capitalist group, they try to milk every situation. Again here, the moves by some of the capitalist groups, or some of the travel agencies, was highly criticized by the expert. Even Suhasini Haidar also criticized. She is one of the expert in India's international relation. They also criticize, why are you intervening? Why do you want to capitalize this situation? And we have diplomats, even Maldives have diplomats. They will resolve these issues. So this issue should not creep into the public. That was their opinion, matlab experts' opinion. Fine. Okay, so domestic politics. Did you complete this? Did you complete this point? Domestic politics. Did you complete this? Okay, completed, right? So just write one line. Measures to overcome the divergence of interest. Measures to overcome the divergence of interest. So few points right down here. Again, write on the same approach, that is DNA approach. Dialogues. dialogues or diplomatic, dialogues or diplomacy, dialogues or diplomacy, negotiation, dialogues. I'll take 2 minutes, max 2 minutes, then we'll start, so that from tomorrow we can start the fresh country. So dialogues or diplomacy, negotiations, action. Next point is actions. Actions. Okay. Second way is increasing. Second perception is second way is promoting people to people contact. Promoting people to people contact. Promoting people to people contact through promoting people to people contact through tourism, tourism and student exchange program, and student exchange program, student exchange program, student exchange program. Fine. So these are the measures through which we can bridge the divergence of interest between India and Maldives. So write on this: India and Myanmar. So India, Myanmar, India, Myanmar, India, Myanmar. Next point is India, Myanmar. Next heading is India, Myanmar. Fine. So tomorrow we'll take up this India, Myanmar. So tomorrow the class will start at say 6 p.m. Someone asked the timings. Tomorrow the class starts at 6 a.m. Sorry, 6 a.m. It starts at 6 a.m. Fine. Okay. So chala then. Thank you guys. So tomorrow we'll see. Okay. Okay, if there is any doubt, kindly let me know, and requesting everyone to please write answers. Yeah, the reason why you're sitting in this class early morning is not to acquire a lot of knowledge. Knowledge is sufficient, and you have enough knowledge. That's more than sufficient. Start writing answers. You will get to know what you are missing out. So take up toppers copy. The best way is take up toppers copy, take up IR answers, take up say 5-6 toppers copy, man. Write, see what are the IR questions they have written and write the same thing, or say take up previous year IR questions and write it and send it to me. And again, humble request, please put your email ID on top of your answers, or the best way is rename the PDF as your email ID only. So what I do is that every day I get say 50-60 answers, I download all these 50-60 answers and put it in my tab, evaluate, and then one by one I keep uploading it. So if you don't put your email ID, it becomes very difficult for me to identify from which email I downloaded it. Fine. Okay, so that's the reason. Got it. Yeah, where do I get the question? Man, you have thousands of questions. Yeah, take up previous year question, take up toppers copy, look at IRC. Usually, if you download any of the GS2 questions, GS2 paper, so question number 9, 10, 19, 20 is IR. Take up any year IR, previous year question 9, 10, 19, 20 is IR. So before 2017, the answer pattern was different. From 2017 till 2023, question number 9, 10, 19, 20 is IR. So take up those and you can start writing. IR question. Tara, any IR question, write it. I will evaluate. Fine. Okay. Okay. So chala then. So thank you guys. Thank you.